the tale of the tape. It has been a grueling campaign, and everyone is tired, even the old duff. We got an indication of the toll that all of this has taken on Stéphane Dion this afternoon when he sat down for an interview with Steve Murphy of CTV Halifax. What we're going to show you is exactly what happened in that Halifax hotel suite. The tape has not been edited. Here it is.
Mr. Dion, thank you. Good of you to come again.
Thank you, Steve.
Mr. Dion, the economy is now the issue in the campaign, and on that issue you've said today that Mr. Harper has offered nothing to put Canadians' minds at ease and offers no vision for the country. We have to act now, you say. Doing nothing is not an option. If you were Prime Minister now, what would you have done about the economy and this crisis that Mr. Harper has not done?
If we'd have been the Prime Minister 2.5 years ago?
If you were the Prime Minister right now and
Right
had
now.
been for the past
Okay, now, if I'm elected next Tuesday, this Tuesday, that's what you're suggesting.
No, I'm saying if you hypothetically were Prime Minister today,
Today,
what would you have done that Mr. Harper
I would start the
hasn't done?
30-50 plan that we want to start the moment that we'll have a Liberal government. And the 30-50 plan, in fact, the plan for the first 30 days, I should say, the plan for the first 30 days, once you have a Liberal government, can we start again?
Do you want to?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm okay to start again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I think I've been slow to understand your question. I don't think
Sure.
it would be good TV.
Well, I'll repose the question.
Yeah.
Is everybody
And
okay
the question
with
is, if you are the Prime Minister today,
Yeah. Okay. Gentlemen?
I'm recording.
Mr. Dion, good of you to come again.
thank you, Steve.
Mr. Dion, you've said today that Mr. Harper has offered nothing to put Canadians' minds at ease during this financial crisis, and you go on to say that he has no vision for the country. You say we have to act now. Doing nothing is not an option. So I'd like to begin by asking you, if you were Prime Minister now, what would you have already done in this crisis that Mr. Harper hasn't done? That Mr. Harper hasn't done?
Again, I don't understand the question. Because you asked me to be Prime Minister at which moment? Today, or since a week, or 6 weeks? Or
If you were the Prime Minister during this time already,
we need to start again. I'm sorry. If I was the Prime Minister, starting when? Today? I appoint the Prime Minister today?
If you were the Prime Minister since Harper's been Prime Minister,
But yeah, 2 years and a half ago.
at any given time.
2 years and a half ago.
What would you do differently between the time that Harper's been there to change things?
Yeah, but if I have been Prime Minister 2 years and a half ago, we'd have had an agenda. Let's start again.
okay.
We'll go there.
I'm still recording.
Monsieur Dion, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Steve. Let's start again.
It's a good job the tape is cheap.
But give me a first day where I'm Prime Minister that I figure out what is your question is about.
If you were Prime Minister of Canada today, what would you have done by now that Stephen Harper has not done about this economic crisis?
I assume that I have been elected today Prime Minister. My first thing I would do is to consult with the Privy Council Office, the Minister of Finance, to know exactly in which situation we are according to their data. I would speed up my ability to appoint rapidly a government with the Minister of Finance to be able to be Prime Minister right away, as soon as possible. And once we are the government, we have 30 days of an action plan that we announce. So we will need to work with the regulatory agencies to have their best recommendation to protect our savings, to protect our mortgages, our pensions, and our jobs. I will speed up the investment in infrastructure and in the manufacturing sector to create economic activity and jobs now. Good jobs, well-paid jobs. Mm-hmm. I will call a First Minister's meeting to be sure that our great federation, everybody will work in coordination, provinces, territories, and the federal government. I will consult the best economists of the private sector to ask them, why are we really, us, Canada, and the world? What is their forecast for the situation in which we are? There are a lot of things that I would do. I would not be passive as Mr. Harper.
But looking back
tonight from Vancouver, Cabinet Minister, Conservative MP James Moore; in Windsor, New Democrat MP Joe Comartin; and from Halifax, Liberal MP Jeff Regan. Jeff, just when the wind was back in the Liberal sails, it kind of reminds me of Bob Stanfield in the football.
Well, Mike, Mr. Dion has mentioned before that he has a hearing problem, and that's clearly what happened here. I don't think that we should spend a lot of time talking about someone's physical impairment.
Is that it?
Well, I worked with Mr. Dion. Well, Mike, I worked with Mr. Dion in cabinet, you know.
Or is it a problem to comprehend? Is it a physical impairment or a problem to comprehend?
Mike, you were asking that to James Moore, weren't you? I can't hear him. Sorry.
Well, I put the question to you. Obviously,
you said James Moore.
Well, you fob it off as we're making fun of somebody's physical impairment, and I think that you're trying to brush this off and somehow point a finger at the media. This is your leader.
Well,
this was his
Mike,
answer. We were more than generous in giving him, I think, 3 or 4 chances, and he comes up with this, and then you tell me we're making fun of his physical impairment?
That's not what I said, Mike. Mike, I didn't say that at all. But I worked with Mr. Dion in cabinet and in cabinet committees, and I never had a problem with his understanding of the English language. He understood all our conversations. He was excellent in English and in French. I've seen him work in our caucus, in various committees of our caucus as well, without difficulty. So I have great confidence in Mr. Dion. I saw him today in Halifax give an outstanding speech, and I think that that's what you should be showing tonight on the air. That's what you should be highlighting. He gave a barn burner today. I've never seen him so good, and I'd love to see that on the air.
James Moore, now it's your turn.
Well, I mean, look, this election campaign is a choice about who's going to be the Prime Minister of this country, Stephen Harper or Stéphane Dion. And I think that, I think Canadians, when they take the full measure of this campaign, the full measure of everything that they've seen from the start to beginning, I think Canadians recognize that Stephen Harper is the right person to be the Prime Minister of this country.